G'day folks, Scott here. Today I'm reviewing Brightburn. So Brightburn's basically an alternate reality Superman where it becomes a horror movie instead of a superhero movie, I guess. It was okay. I sort of enjoyed it. Will remain spoiler free for now. If you've seen trailers, then, you know, as I just said, it's what happens if Superman came to Earth and he was evil. And some of that was cool. It basically started off just as the same as a Superman story for the most part. Introduce, the family who adopts him and, a few other characters, side characters. And then when it becomes not that, it has a bit of an Omen vibe, I guess, the way the kid portrayed what he was and this kind of detached sort of demeanor about him. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of specifically Damien Omen too. Yeah, there was cool gore, like 3 times, maybe 4, 3 I think. Actually, really good gore. I was pretty surprised by that. Recently, a movie Overlord came out. I reviewed it. And in Australia, that movie received an R18, which is basically the highest rating a movie can receive in Australia, where it's still being available for sale and be shown in cinemas. This got the rating beneath that, which was MA15 restricted, so it's like 15 instead of 18. So it was rated lower, and it was way gorier. The gore was a lot more extreme, I think, than anything they showed in Overlord. And I was pretty surprised by the rating it got. Alright, so I'm going to talk about some spoilers now, so if you don't want to know anything about it, then leave and watch the rest of this later or something, but there's your warning, here comes some spoilers. I'm not going to go heaps deep into it, but I think my biggest problem with it is it didn't feel like it was terribly written. I'm just not sure with acting or the way the characters came across. I just didn't care about anyone in the film. They spent a lot of time developing the wife and husband. It gave them a lot of chance to, grow on me, I guess, but I just didn't. The performances were, like they were okay, but nothing grabbed me about any of that, and that hurts, It doesn't make me engage in anyone. I don't care if anyone dies, and I found the story hard to give a shit about. As Superman is going to go bad, I already know how that plays out, and for the most part it played out exactly as I expected it was going to. So I had some typical betrayals and his reactions to that, and the kid just pushed himself further and further, and yeah, like I said, the Omen reference, almost a bit of a Dexter kind of like serial killer in training vibe throughout the parts where he was going bad. Because of spoilers now, the 3 great gore gags is the piece of glass that goes in the middle of this girl's eye, and there's a long shot of having removed that piece of glass from the eye, and that was great. It was pretty well done. The CG was pretty well done. I really liked that. And then they had the smashed jaw guy, and that was really good as well. I think sometimes it was prosthetic, sometimes it was CG, but it looked pretty good. It was a really good gag. And then the laser thing where he burns through the head and comes out the other side, which was done pretty slowly and then blasted out back, and that was cool too. So that were my highlights, and that's probably not saying a lot. It has some really predictable jump scares and camera reveals and camera reveal and then pull away and then go back and not there, and all these just tropes from shit Hollywood horror that is doing just like the others, and I was really disappointed and let down by that. I don't remember a single thing about the soundtrack, so that obviously can't have been that great. Some good imagery, a lot of bad CG. Every time he whisked past camera flying through frames and stuff, it looked shit. I liked what he did with the costume and the hood and the imagery and stuff, and I actually liked the genesis of his costume, and I liked the promise of where it could go. Again, we're in spoilers here, so my biggest gripe is that it just ends when it was going to get good, and then to add injury to that, it shows it getting good in between the credits. Like, something awesome, this guy directed it, something there, and they show that 4 or 5 really cool scenes with a great cameo, and I just that's the shit I wanted to see in the movie. We spent the whole movie on the farm with him revealing who he was and going off to do his thing. It's just this time he wasn't going to save the world, he was going to go destroy it, and I want to see that. So I don't know that this is going to get the seats in the audience and make the money to then guarantee a sequel or a follow-up. If a follow-up did come out, I'd watch it, but I still feel it's almost, Battle Angel Alita thing where it's giving me half a movie up front, going, we'll make the rest later if it sells well, because that was half a movie as well. So yeah, that's my gripe. That's probably all I've got to say about it. It's probably just as well waiting for like Netflix, to be honest, or whatever, buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. It was okay. If you like gore and you like superheroes, it's got some good moments, but it's not a serious movie. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.